If you didn't know, Juneteenth is a celebration, y'all. We love y'all, man. Welcome. Welcome. Thank y'all for being here. Make some noise for Dr. Kelly.
This is the first annual Juneteenth celebration in the city of Monrovia. We're so happy that this is going on. I just want to acknowledge my husband is Pastor William Kelly. He's doing the sound. He's around here somewhere. And our kids are William, Raina, and Selah, and they are the founders of Black Lives Matters in Monrovia. And that's a new organization that started, and it's just about just empowering Black people here in this city. And I'm so grateful, however, for our community, and that's you. Our community is amazing. Monrovia is the best place to live, whether you're in Monrovia or Doherty. We've lived both places. We're in Monrovia now. But our children went to school in Monrovia and Doherty, so we consider both our homes. They were raised in this city, so we're so grateful to just be a part of it. We're very grateful for the city hall. The city of Monrovia for just allowing us to be here on this day, although it's COVID and it's technically was not open, but they allowed for us to come here. And so we want to give a shout out to our city, and we're grateful for that. Okay, and we're just grateful for the partnership that we have, because when we partner together, we're stronger. So we're excited about all that's going to happen today. We're just going to celebrate Black culture. Is that all right? We're going to celebrate Black culture today, because how many of you know that when you celebrate the cultures that are in your community, it makes your community stronger and richer, okay? And so it's important, okay? It's important.
Hallelujah.
That's my husband talking over me. Is that a sign to say?
She likes this pretty microphone.
Bling, bling.
Wow. That's awesome. Bling. It's never too late for bling. So I just wanted to say thank you. We're going to do all of our thank yous toward the end, because we could not have put on something like this, or the Black Lives Matter Monrovia could not have put anything on like this without partners. And so we definitely are going to celebrate partners. We want to make sure that you take time to register to vote. If you're not registered to vote, you need to vote. Raise your hand, Marianne, and she's back there. So stop by there, register to vote. Stop by and support our young artists. You see the art here? All right, so we're excited about that young art that's coming up, and we have the snacks. We want you to be a part of that. We have some good music coming up, okay? Good music, good entertainment, just celebrating Black culture. We want to just also give a hand clap for our police force that's here today to support us. That's awesome. So good to see you guys. So God, we thank you for this community, this city, Lord God, of Monrovia. We thank you for the sister city of Doherty, God, that you're allowing for such a space where we can dwell together in unity and in harmony. And God, we just ask that you will bless this event, that your spirit will hover over this event, Father, that we will be encouraged, that there will be joy in this time. There will be laughter in this time. And most importantly, with everything going on, we pray that spirits will be lifted today. And we give you the glory, Father, in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen.
Amen. You know, if y'all ready to see some talent right here on this stage in your hometown, put your hands together right now for a young spoken word artist. After we spray the mic down for him, put your hands together for Wendell.
I think our younger generation wants their leaders back. But see, lately we've been too busy to keep intact. They listen to our words when there's too much to handle, then turn around and spark a flame like they lighting candles. It ain't really fun to walk down the street no more. I guess the system came through and started a whole new war. But see, we made it this far, but now our feet so sore. So now it's all uphill from here, man, I can preach, oh Lord. We'll take from George, hit back like Floyd to fill the void, remind you. The Michael Browns who lost their crown in our hometown, man, we're behind you. When the war is won, the day will come, Revelations 1. And soon the saints will march and we'll meet our son. I said we'll meet our son. Confusion and delusion keeps our mind on the run. Man, we was always tongue-tied until they drawed their guns. But now my people marching strong, just like we beating a drum. Now these the real world problems that we can't make up. Feels like we live in a dream, but we'll never wake up. When so much turns to too much, I pray to God that one day we'll wake up. The day is on its way, it couldn't wait no more. Here it comes, ready or not. The day is on its way, it couldn't wait no more. Here it comes, ready or not. Here it comes. Are we still mad? Hell yeah. Seems like we still ain't even get our point across yet. But I just want these words hitting cause I'm hurt still and inspire all my people like what Cap did when he kneeled. I see our kings dying and our queens crying. But no more co-signing or confining or reclining until the nation's changing. But y'all gonna keep playing, and y'all gonna keep waving and keep waving like black lives don't need saving and police don't need training, got race fussing and hate gushing. But y'all just don't say nothing, but know that the day's coming when we unite and defeat oppression. Cause I swear the last ones hearing this, man, they gonna learn this lesson. Now these the real world problems that we can't make up. Feels like we live in a dream, but we'll never wake up. When so much turns to too much, I pray to God that one day we'll wake up. The day is on its way, it couldn't wait no more. Here it comes, ready or not. The day is on its way, it will not wait another day. No, hey, the day is on its way, it will not wait. It's here today. No, 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 no. The day is on its way, it couldn't wait no more. Here it comes, ready or not, here it comes. Thank you. My name is Wendell Wendeezy. Live, I'm on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Check me out, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Y'all make some noise for Wendell. Oh, I love it. Welcome to the Juneteenth celebration. Casey. She's gonna perform for y'all. Put your hands together as she performs. This is America.
Let's raise these walls up, cause like castles and Buddha, every sign that you hold up should be worn like a crown. And who do you turn to when the colors are crown? Who told you, brother, that love has two sides? Sirens at the doors never come to our call. And these streets make us famous for the times that we fall. We just want to come on,
I gotta carry him.
Y'all put your hands together one more time for KC. We got some more spoken word right now. Y'all put your hands together for Ashley.
Let's speak of freedom. America's very existence was built on this idea. But on July 4th, 1776, when America's freedom was gained, my people were left still in chains. Let's speak of freedom. We have been free-ish since June 19th, 1865. But most people do not realize that the Emancipation Proclamation was a lie. A war fought to keep America whole. Never once was their intentions to save our black souls. Let's speak of freedom. Instead, they devised a plan. The 13th Amendment was set in place, which took the joy out of our lungs and the smiles off of our face. For with the 13th Amendment came our worst nightmares. For our blackness became the weapon that they used to promote fear. They sent the patty rollers out to ensure that true black freedom would never be accepted here. Let's speak of freedom. A burden so cruel that even today we can be murdered behind it while everyone looks away, making these injustices okay. Let's speak of freedom. Hidden laws that we must abide, because if not, we could be strung up and burnt alive. It came in the shape of a crow named Jim that plucked the eyes of the strange fruit that hung from the limb. Let's speak of freedom. We tried to break away and create our own. Black Wall Street was one of the names. Where on May 31st, 1921, hatred and envy came to claim a thriving black community that was looted and burnt away. Let's speak of freedom. That time a king screamed, "Let freedom ring," while marching and singing, "We shall overcome," as the police welcomed them with the butts of their gun. Let's speak of freedom. A brother named Malcolm preached to us to fight for freedom by any means necessary, using America's own ideology against her, yet he was accused of teaching hate. Let's speak of freedom. Huey screamed out, "Take up arms to defend yourself." America yelled back, "This ain't okay. For you do not possess a Second Amendment right because you are descendants of slaves." Let's speak of freedom. You can die defending America's fight for freedom all over the world. But the same freedom will never be given to you, and especially on this day. This is how they tried to silence our great Ali, who with his own words floated like a butterfly to sting America's injustice like a bee. Let's speak of freedom. Now I hope I helped you see why when we hear "Make America Great Again," it's offensive to people that look like me. For the America we live in and that we've always lived in has always been filled with pain, one of which we wear on us each and every day. The problem of freedom we face has to deal with the imaginary concept of race. For black, white, brown, red, and yellow are just colors, you see. Just different shades on one big human family tree. Let's speak freedom. Thank you guys.
Y'all put your hands together for Ashley. All right, represent the city of Duarte right now. Y'all put your hands together for Fitla.
I was born by the river in a little teen. But just like that river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die. Like the river beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. So I go to the movie and I go downtown. Somebody keeps telling me don't hang around. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. So I go to my brother. I say, brother, help me, please. Oh, but he winds up knocking me down, yeah. Oh, back down on my knees. Oh, I thought that I couldn't make it anymore, but I know I can carry on. Oh, it's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will.
Hey, if you're feeling it, give it back. This is all about love. We're celebrating today. Can we do that? All right. Right now, I want to bring up an amazing young brother who happens to be also celebrating his birthday today. One of the founders of Black Lives Matter Monrovia. Make some noise for Trey Kelly.
How's everybody doing out here today? Well, that's good.
Can I get some keyboard?
Well, today, as you guys know, is June 19th. And a lot of people, even people that may have come out here today, may not know what that exactly represents. See, in 1863, the Emancipation Proclamation was signed.
Give me a microphone.
And a lot of slaves were liberated at that time. A lot of people were free. But just like right now, during our time right now, legislation does not exactly equal liberation for a lot of people. When we look at society today, and we look at what is set up, and the boundaries set up, not just on the political forefront, but mentally. What mental barriers are put there to hold each and individual back? What mental barriers were set up to make each black individual feel less than, to feel powerless and to feel insignificant in this nation. So, coming back, what does June 19th mean? Well, when I think back at it, for me, June 19th means hope. It means hope for tomorrow. And it even means hope for today. And June 19th, 1865, even though the Emancipation Proclamation was signed 2 years earlier, 250,000 slaves in the state of Texas were still enslaved that whole time. So while everyone around them, all the states around them were celebrating their freedom, they watched behind a cage as their rights and humanity continued to be stripped away. And it wasn't until June 19th that year that they were free. 250,000 slaves were freed, and gives us the celebration Juneteenth. So what does that mean? All the allies with this movement, I want you to take a page from that June 19th book. Although you may be celebrating your freedom, don't stand by while others are watching in cages. Don't stand by and think just because you are doing okay in your bubble that the world is all right. That happens over here. That doesn't happen in our city. That happens over there. That doesn't happen in my home. That happens over there. There's no way I could think like that. I don't have any prejudices. But the only way to find true liberation is through self-reflection. So I want every individual here to reflect. And I want you to think, how can I help liberate those around me? How can I help build a better tomorrow? Because that's the only way we're going to be able to do it. We can sit here, and us as black individuals, we can sit here and we can plead for our freedom all we want. And we can plead to the system all we want. But until there is an internal change, not just in the individuals, but in the system, there will never be true freedom. There will never be true freedom. So it's June 19th today. And as we are out here on this park celebrating, we have snacks, we have drinks, and we're celebrating with this great weather. There are still those that are fighting for their lives, and those that have lost that fight and has lost their life as a result of that fight. So, do we stop it here? Do we have the celebration and go home to our comfy beds and we go home and forget about it the next day? Yes, that Juneteenth celebration, that was a great demonstration. And do we forget about it? No. We can't forget about it. We can't forget about it until there is actually systematic change. Until there is a change in each individual. Until a black man can walk on the street and a white man doesn't cross the street to get away from him, but crosses the street to join him in conversation. Until we can change that mindset, until we can change those practices, this fight does not stop. June 19th this year, yes, we're celebrating celebration. We're also celebrating an awakening that is happening in our nation right now. And although there might not be peace today, although everything might not be okay today, I give you the message of hope. Just like those 250,000 slaves were liberated and received hope. I ask you to liberate your mindset. I ask you to liberate yourselves and designate hope to this nation. Be the hope that you want to see. June 19th this year, we're celebrating an awakening. And I'm hoping, and I'm praying, and I know that June 19th next year and the year after that, we will truly be celebrating freedom, not only for our people, but for a nation freed from racism, a nation freed from systematic oppression, and a nation freed from prejudice and negative mindsets. June 19th. Remember this day. Put a bookmark on it. And when we come back next year, I want you to check your mind, and I want you to check your city and check your surroundings and ask yourself, what progress has I made from the year before? Am I standing in the same spot? Because if you're standing in the same spot, let me tell you, you're not an agent of freedom. You are not an agent of freedom. And when I say, are you standing in the same spot, I'm not talking about, oh, do I still live in the same house? Do I still drive the same car? I'm talking about, has my mindset evolved? Has my spirit evolved? And have I brought forth a better future? Not only for myself, but for those around me. Those to the left of me, those to the right of me, and those who have been suffering for hundreds of years. So once again, I say June 19th, let's celebrate an awakening. But during this celebration, let's hope for a future. I'm William Kelly. This is my mother, Tamla Kelly. Those are my sisters back there. And I want to thank everyone for coming out. And I also want to thank anyone that has come out to support, anyone that has come out to help set up. For those that have helped donated, I give you my condolences. I give you my deepest thanks. My bad, not my condolences. I'm still learning, you know. My deepest congratulations. Thank you for the sound table. Thank you for my dad back there, William Kelly. I forgot to, I'm the third, he's junior, so I forgot to say him. But also, I want to give a special thanks to my sister, Raina. Although we've all helped, Raina's been very, very particular in making sure everything has been running according to plan. So we can give a round of applause for her. So we're going to keep this celebration going. We're going to keep the energy up. And let me hear a, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let me hear a let's go. And let me hear a let's get it. Next up, we're going to have my godmother, Auntie Janice. Oh, not Auntie Janice. Her name's Janice Davis. To me, she's Auntie Janice. She's going to come up and she's going to sing a song for us. So I will let you guys to open up your ears and be ready for a blessing. Thank you.
Man, and I want to thank the leaders of Black Lives Matter Monrovia for having me out to join you today. I live on the other side of the valley there, but I'm so excited to be a part of this movement. And I was listening to this young man, Trey, talk, my godson, and some of the things that he was saying were so poignant, you know? And we are part of this magnificent change that is happening in the land today. So give yourself a hand for that. Amen. Come on. As I was standing there, and I'm just going to take a few little minutes. It's not the song, so I'm going to give you the thumbs up back there. But as I was standing there, I heard this. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the valley, to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, our home, sweet home. God bless America. We need it, right? Our home, sweet home, and all of that, and all of what we're doing, and all of where we're going. We want God to bless our nation, right? We want God to bless our land, amen, and heal our land. All right, come on, put your hands together. Today's a new day. There is no sunshine. There's only clouds and it's dark in my heart. Alright. Today's a new day. Tell me, where are my blue skies? Where is the love and the joy that you promised? Tell me it's alright. I almost gave up, but a power that I can't explain fell from heaven like a shower down. I smile, even though I hurt, see I smile. I know God is in it, so I smile. Even though I've been here for a while, I smile, smile. It's so hard to look up when you've been down. Down. Even though I get it, I smile. So smile. Hey, do you know it? Come on, sing it. Today's a new day. But there is no sunshine. There's only clouds and it's dark in my heart and I feel like a cold night. Today's a new day. Tell me where are my blue skies? Where is the love and the joy that you promised me? Tell me it's alright. I almost gave up, but a power that I can't explain fell from heaven like a shower down. I smile, even though it hurts me, I smile. I know God is in it, so I smile. Even though I've been here for a while, I smile, smile. It's hard to look up and you get down. I surely hate to see you give up now. You look so much better when you smile, so smile. Yeah. Now, I want you to sing this part with me, okay? Here we go. Let's say it right here. Smile for me. Here we go. Smile for me. I hear you. Come on. Would you just smile? Yeah. For me. Come on. I hear you. Say it loud. Smile for me. Woo! Would you just smile for me? And I love this part. Hey, you look so much better when 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 I can't explain. Fell from heaven like a shower down. I smile, even though it hurts me, I smile. I know God is in it, so I smile. Even though I've been here for a while, I smile, smile. Sure, give up now. I don't want to see you give up now. You look so much better when you smile. Smile. Come on and smile for me. Oh, smile, 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 smile. Come on and smile. Smile for me. Come on and smile for me. Tell the person next to you, smile, 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 smile for me. Come on and smile.
Put your hands together for Jet Davis with Atlanta Jam. Right now, please put your hands together for Ari.
Wow, this is a lot of different things for a lot of different reasons. One, pandemic, so that's the thing that we're in the middle of. And I'm a full-time poet, so I do this full-time. So I haven't performed in like a real setting in a really long time. So this is a really healing space for that reason. It's also a healing space because the fact that we can sit here and celebrate something that people did not even know a week ago, a lot of people didn't even exist. The fact that we can sit here and celebrate and not only celebrate what we're moving past from, but also what we're moving towards. Like these past 3 weeks have been history. Like we're actually sitting in the middle of history, not only a part of it, but making it. So that, I mean, the where we're sitting right now is incredible. All that to say, I've been writing a lot of poems in these past couple months because I process the world best through poetry. And this first one I'm gonna read for you is called Pressure. May this pressure be the thing that breaks the system. Be the fire that bends the injustice. Be the shovel that digs up the weeds in our society. You view this pressure as disruption, destruction, but all along we have just been trying to build something worth standing on all this time. We have been attempting to dig, toil, shift, uproot, make room in the soil for us to bloom, turn this cemetery into a garden again. America is not sick. America is not great. She is sick. There is poison in her lungs. The black and brown blood can no longer stay steeped in, buried or hidden. Black people are dying. Black bodies are crying. We cannot breathe. America is suffocating. May this pressure be an inhaler. May we exhale the waste, find life again in this place. This is no country. This is a cemetery. My prayers have turned morbid, only asking one thing: may something beautiful bloom from these tombs. We've seen a lot of incredible change, as I just said, over the past couple weeks, which has been pretty dope. But there's also still this very immense pressure that I personally have been feeling just for being a woman in America, just for being a black woman in America. And we're still protesting, we're still marching, just simply for the cops who murdered Breonna Taylor to just like get fired. Like we're not even at a place where they can get like actually convicted for their crimes, but just fired, like just not have a job, which is pretty wild. And her birthday recently passed, and I am the oldest of 5 siblings. I have mostly sisters, so her death felt personal. It felt like my own. It felt like my sister. And so one of the part of the conversations around coming alongside her protest and her justice was writing her a birthday card and sending it to the mayor. And writing that card it broke me because I felt like I was talking to my sister. And so how do you find a birthday card for a stranger? How do you find a birthday card for someone you don't know, you've never met? And so I'm sitting in the aisle of Rite Aid trying to figure out what birthday card do I send, and I went to the sister section immediately. And I got our card from sister to sister, and I sent it to the mayor because that in itself is small, but it's a voice. I know a lot of us may feel small right now, but you're a voice, so use it. This next poem I'm gonna do is for all my ladies out there. Who run the world? Who run the world? Girls, who run the world? Who run the world? Girls. One time, at the end of an interview, the director said, "I hope you don't mind an organization run by a bunch of women." I said, "No, in fact, I prefer it." And then I thought of all the people who would still cringe at the very sight of that, an organization run by a bunch of women. I thought of all the people who still keep telling us to sit down, be quiet, to be content with fading into the background. But this is the end of fading into the background. This is where we take our place at the table with everyone else at the dreaming, brainstorming, creating table, because that's what we've been made to do. Dream, brainstorm, create, bring into fruition, and run things. And I don't mean to get all Beyonce on you, but ladies, it's time we get in formation. It's time we army line into the companies that tell us we don't belong there. It's time we create our own business plans and foundations that were made exactly for us, because that's what you do when they say something doesn't fit. You give it a home, give it a space that was made exactly for our size, but at the end of the day, this is not about them. This is not about the naysayers, those who would still cringe at the sight of our pantsuits. No, this is for the magic in your very hands that you've been too terrified to let loose because of how people will view you. Bossy, emotional, irrational, dramatic, full of herself. The only thing you are full of is the grace and magic that you were meant to contribute to this world. There is a certain fervor to your valor. There is a certain twinge of irreplaceable in the way that you orchestrate. You are something that this world desperately needs but has yet to see, and for so long I was afraid of my own magic inside of me, tucked it behind, but now it's time to look at our insecurities, tell them to take a back seat, show them my hands, the work that I've done, and then I will take my place at the table, and then you will take your place at the table with everyone else. I have two more for you. This one is, recently we lost another black woman, Toyin. She's 19. It's like not even a woman. That's a baby. One who fought, one who spoke up, one who used her voice. And after her death, I literally cried myself to sleep and then woke back up and wrote this. Do you see? Tell me, do you even see her when she's gone? When she's gone, does she even matter when she's gone? When she screams, tell me, do you hear her when she's gone? If a tree falls in a forest, does anyone hear? If a black woman dies in the middle of a pandemic, does anyone hear her screams, her cries for help? Does anyone mourn for her body? Where is her protest? Where is their protest? Where is the justice in exchange for her existence? This last one is one of my favorites, and I like calling people magic. I like people telling people and reminding people who they are, the magic and the miracle inside of them, their existence. And I just actually released this on iTunes and Spotify about like a month ago. So this is Magic in Your Bones. There's magic in bones. There's magic in your eyes. There's magic swimming all around in your mind. There's magic in you. There's magic in me. There's magic in us. If only we believe. I am 1/3 poet, I'm 2/4 perfectionist, I am imperfect, chaotic, frazzled, and indecisive. I can be moody and negative, self-deprecating and hypocritical. I advocate for the beauty and importance of everyone else, and I sometimes deny my own. I am often thinking I won't measure up, I won't achieve any other level of success. Most days I feel like a fraud, like people will look behind my curtain and find a mess of a woman, and they will not love me like still. I love like still, like ocean always coming back to shore, simply hoping to be loved in return. I am in love for the first time in my life, and it is terrifying and beautiful all at once. I am becoming, slowly unwinding into who I've always been meant to be. It's like meeting a distant and yet longed for piece of you that has always reminded you of home. I am home to one too many emotions, to fantasies and dreams that seem as realistic as fairy dust. I sometimes still believe in magic, hope that it is tucked in the wings of a butterfly, or maybe in the dimples of a really chunky baby, in the colors of a sunset, or the way that he looks at me. And they may call me something like foolish, 28 years old and still believing in magic. But what if the thing we're most afraid of is not that it doesn't exist, but that it's lived inside of us all this time and we called it foolish? Well, then call me foolish, because I can see it swimming in my veins, and every time I take a breath, magic tucked into my very existence and the tip of my tongue. It is no wonder why these words are sometimes the most necessary healing I've come to know. So call us foolish, because I can see it swimming in your veins, and every time you take a breath, magic tucked into your very existence, so much so that your breath is a miracle and you are a miracle. There's magic in your bones. There's magic in your eyes. There's magic swimming all around in your mind. There's magic in you. There's magic in me. magic in us. If only we believe. Thank you. Thank you, Raina. The whole Kelly fam. Thank you to everyone out here, all the performers.
Make some noise one more time for Miss Ari.
Thank you for having me. So my name is Melagia, and thank you. So us artists, can we give these artists a huge applause, please? I mean, I'm speaking for myself, but I'm pretty sure they feel the same way. We have missed all of you. We've missed just speaking the human truth, really, and just sharing it with our brothers and sisters, and just being alone in a room, just singing and writing to ourselves. It's been beautiful. It's been a beautiful journey, but it hasn't been enough. I'm from Puerto Rico. Soy de Puerto Rico. I'm half black, half Puerto Rican. My dad's from Philadelphia, from Mount Airy. And this has been quite a journey. I was displaced after Hurricane Maria. I lost my home. I lost everything in Puerto Rico. And this is the first time I've lived in the States, the longest period of time, really. And it's been such an honor to go through this with the American people. Now, being black and Puerto Rican has been very hard, especially coming in a country that there's not a lot of African Americans, and I was one of the few. And seeing that there were so many black Puerto Ricans in Puerto Rico that were going through racism, and Puerto Rico being a place where it was colonized, it was the first colonized place, one of the first to be colonized. Slavery and being brainwashed to this point, it's like we don't even know we're black. A lot of people are very black. Our culture, mofongo, la salsa, we're so black. And right now, because of the African American people, right now we are having this very important conversation everywhere in the world. Everywhere in the world, and it's so needed and it's so powerful, and we just really have to lead by example. I knew who I was. I knew who I became when I came to Berkeley, when I studied in Boston. I studied music, and it's the first time that I said that I was like, no matter if I was mixed, no matter if anybody told me I wasn't black enough, I wasn't this enough, I wasn't Puerto Rican enough, because then I was too black to be Puerto Rican, too Puerto Rican to be black. But to stay here and say, I'm really proud to be black. I'm really proud to be black. And I've fought for injustice. Puerto Rico is a slave to the United States right now. I just want y'all to understand this. We are slaves. We are second-class citizens. 4,656 people died after Hurricane Maria. They were left to rot. They were left to rot in their houses because their lives did not matter either. And I say this because people of color are coming together as brothers and sisters and are fighting together for a cause that has just been oppressing all of us, and it's enough. But my message, what I want as a bicultural person, when I fought for Puerto Rico, Puerto Ricans were there with me. And when I organized the Puerto Rican March here in Los Angeles, and I'm not here to point anybody out or to criticize anything, black people were not there for me. Puerto Ricans were the only ones fighting, and now that I am black and I'm fighting with black people, Puerto Ricans have not been there for me either. So what's happening? Why do I have to feel empathy just because I'm mixed? Why am I the only one feeling empathy for another culture because I'm mixed? Why do we have to be mixed? Why do we have to feel it in our bones to feel empathy? What's happening right now is lack of empathy. And if we just all came together, because so many lives, it's like Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. All children of Africa in the world matter. And we're all suffering. We're all suffering. And we all need to come together. And I'm just so proud. Anyway, I'm just gonna stop. I wrote this song in one of the protests for Puerto Rico, but also from a black standpoint. And it just translates so well in both situations, so I'm just gonna share it with you. And my heart beats the pain, the blood of the people who died. For your wars, I'm a citizen, and my rights don't apply. You celebrate, you're no longer me, every 4th of July. Don't give up now, you're getting close. Take a guess, who am I? Oh, you'll never know what is inside. Oh, all of the pain I've tried to hide. You took me down without a fight. Oh, say, can you see? I gave up my treasures to your greed. Gave up my beauty to your needs. Yeah, became a concubine for free. Oh, in my heart beats the pain, the blood of the people who died. For your wars, I'm a citizen, and my rights don't apply. You celebrate, you're no longer me, every 4th of July. Don't give up now, you're getting close. Take a guess, who am I? Yeah, who am I? Yeah, who am I? My soul is in every acre that you sow. Oh, freedom's a lie you always told. Oh, there's still so much of me you hold. Say, can you see? You never practice what you preach. Still while you're lying by your teeth. Yeah, how about you pay the tax you keep? Oh, in my heart beats the pain, the blood of the people who died. For your wars, I'm a citizen, and my rights don't apply. You celebrate, you're no longer me, every 4th of July. Don't give up now, you're getting close. Take a guess, who am I? Who am I? Yeah, who am I? Yeah, who am I? Yeah, who am I? Thank you. So in Loíza, Puerto Rico, is where the slaves settled in Puerto Rico, and they're still there. We all stayed there, and it's where bomba comes from. All of our Afro-Caribbean culture comes from, and bomba is a dance. I'm a bomba dancer too. It's a dance with drums, you know, and you exchange a communication with the drums. So if I go high, the drum goes ba, and if I go low, the drum goes doom, and if I go dugu 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 dugu, the drum does what I want to do, right? And this was a song. This was a music of rebellion. They used to go to the beach and hide and do it because they weren't allowed to. So I just want to bring all my black brothers and sisters from Puerto Rico here with you, and I just want to share this song from Loíza. So this song's called Mamá Cuídame a Belén, and it's a black slave asking her mother to take care of her daughter so she can hide and go to the beach and dance bomba so her soul can be free. It's called Mamá, cuídame a Belén, cuídame a Belén, mamá. Mamá, cuídame a Belén, cuídame a Belén, mamá. Ay, cuídame a Belén, cuídame a Belén. cuídame a Belén. Ay, cuídame a Belén, mamá, cuídame a Belén. Los tambores que me llaman, mamá, cuídame a Belén. Ay, tambores que me llaman, de cuídame a Belén. Los tambores que me llaman, mamá, cuídame a Belén. Mamá, cuídame a Belén, cuídame a Belén,
Make some noise, Melogia. It's beautiful, the culture that we're seeing right here on the stage. City of Monrovia. Make some noise for everybody that's been gracing the stage. I'm blown away by this talent that's here. It's so beautiful. We're celebrating this Juneteenth. Also, shout out to Mr. Ralph Walker, K-Jam, out here. Love that. Put your hands together. Spoken word artist, Miss Jordan.
I am angry. I am ticked off to the fullest extent, and for once in your life, I want you to listen to me and hear what I've got to say. Because why would you, when did you, look, I've got a lot to say, and I don't even know how to say it. Me, the poet, the one who takes pain and turns it into something beautiful, but this is deeper than anger. This is my tongue being caught in my throat when it is time to speak out, because tell me, how do I explain to you who refuse to get it that murdering brown and black people is not okay? And how do I express that I am tired of hearing black men beg to breathe without screaming at you? Because see, if I scream, you'll tune me out, call me the angry black woman. And if I defend a black man, the same kind that will eventually be produced from me, you will use black on black crime as justification. If we peacefully protest, you ignore our cries. And if we raise hell, you say, this is why we are cute. I'm sorry, maybe I'm not understanding your side of the story. So forgive me, and please share with me. I really need to understand. I want you to explain to me, how does it feel to know that your son may be next? Or maybe his best friend, and then you as mommy, you as daddy is left trying to comfort your now broken son. Tell me, how does it feel to know you can't even jog without being in fear? Tell me, how does it feel to know that you can't be a kid just trying to go home to mommy, just trying to go home to daddy without people being so afraid of the color of your skin that they murder you and get away with it? Oh, you don't know, do you? Because it's our reality, not yours, but that doesn't mean you can't be a part of the change. You want us to let the system do its job, but when the system wasn't built on saving those that look like you, tell me, how do I trust it? I am fed up. And for some of you, this may be an opportunity to be seen, but for a lot of us, it is scary. I hold my breath whenever I see a cop car, trying not to catch their attention while also not being able to keep my eyes off of them until they pass. Breathe. I am tired of fighting against people who won't listen. But tired won't stop me. But tired won't stop us. We will not be silent, and you cannot force us to be. For every brown and black man you kill, understand, 1,000 more just went off to college. See, we're not gonna just break into your cars and destroy your stations and ransack stores. Understand, we are gonna get educated. We are going to learn our rights. We're never going to be silent. We're going to raise black men and black women who will change the game through Christ. See, and yes, you have the money for now, but don't you know that there is a God named Jehovah and he sees all? We're not going to stoop to your standards no matter how angry we are. But we are going to hit where you can't stand to be hurt. we will be successful. And to all those who are not of color, and maybe even those that are of color, using this as a moment to shine, get out of the way. This is not a game. I was once told that one of the most dangerous things in the world was black men and women who were fed up and united, and fed up we is, and united we are. Be careful. You have now been warned. Thank you.
Hey! Talk that talk, Jordan. What a celebration. Thank you all for being here. Juneteenth. It's a moment. This is a lot of healing happening. There's a lot of culture that you're getting to see right here on this stage. All right, so now we got a speaker that's going to come on up and talk for a moment, share a couple things with you. But I could have Terrence Brown to the stage. Mr. Terrence Brown.
In the spirit of Black Lives Matter, in the spirit of empowerment, in the spirit of encouragement and inspiration and validation, every black youth that's under the sound of my voice, if you have experienced any form of racism, it doesn't matter, any shape, form, or matter, it doesn't matter, from law enforcement, school districts, in your school, walking home, on the playground, if you experience any form of racism, I'm here as a black man, as a black pastor, as a black father, to validate, to encourage, to uplift, to let you all know that your lives matter to me. You are important. You are special. You are loved. You are awesome. You have purpose. You have destiny. Your thoughts matter. Your life matter. What you think about in the middle of the night, it matters to me. I validate you. I decree and declare that you have purpose. You have destiny. I decree that you will excel and exceed far past me, academically, spiritually, emotionally, physically. You will excel. You are important. I value you. Your life matters to me. To my non-black brothers and sisters that's been standing with us in the struggle, that's been standing with us on the front line, I see you. I must acknowledge progress and growth. Some of you have gone from silence to conversation, from conversation to listening, from listening to learning, and from learning to implementation. I have, as a black father, as a black pastor, I have two beautiful daughters, one of which you just saw give that spoken word. And my daughters ask me a variety of different questions. It ranges from a variety of different things. From, Daddy, how does my manicure look? Daddy, how about this fit? How does that look? Daddy, from politics to religion. But there's one question that they have never asked me as a father. They never asked me, Daddy, do my life matters to you? They never asked me that question. The reason why they never asked me that question, because I show them that they matter to me every single day of my life. I show them. Love is what love does. Love is what love does. In my closing, if I can take you to church for a few minutes, there's a scripture in the Bible that I love. And it's in 1 John 3:18, and it declares, let us show love not by word or by tongue. Not by word or by tongue, but by deed and in truth, by action. So Black Lives Matter first begins with us as a people. When we validate our children, we validate our sons and our daughters, we let them know how much we appreciate them, and then express from our home into the community, from the community into the city, from the city into the state, from the state into the nation, from the nation globally. So Black Lives Matter. It's not just what we say, but it is what we do. God bless y'all, Pastor Brown.
Amen. Thank you so much, Pastor Brown. I just want to take a moment right now before we get to the next act. I want to thank every elder that is here right now. There's a lot of older people here. I'm looking over here to this side. I'm gonna need everybody that can stand to stand up. Stand up, please. I know I'm asking you to get uncomfortable and stand up. But we stand on the shoulders of these elders over here. We thank you. We thank you. We salute you. We celebrate you. They're coming out here during the pandemic, putting their health at risk because they know what moment this is in the city of Monrovia. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Emailed us, if you DM'd us, if you liked something, if you shared something, if you told your friends, if you came out to protest, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. You have no idea what this means to us. I'm 23, he's 22, my little sister's 18. We literally had no idea that you guys were gonna come like this. We just wanted to do something, like the artist says. We were in our homes, we've been crying, we've been frustrated, and we wanted to do something. And a part of the protest and a part of the voting and a part of the different things that we're setting in place, we wanted our people, black people, to be happy. And I think that's something that we forget to do, is to just be happy. And so we wanted you guys to come out and be happy. And so we thank everybody who came out, everyone who participated, everyone who loved, everyone who had peace, everyone who's telling their friends. And I just want to make sure that you know that. So I think that's it. My name is Raina Kelly. Please follow us at Black Lives Matter Monrovia. And follow us on Twitter, Black Lives Matter Monrovia. And email us at blacklivesmattermonrovia@gmail.com. We are updating you guys on how to keep us going.
But I want you to know that Black Lives Matter Monrovia, that there's actual action happening. It's not just marching and it's not just events. There is actually movement happening. We've presented 8 asks to the city of Monrovia that is going to uplift black people in this community. And so we are looking at systematic changes happening. So there's work that is happening. So we just want you to know that it's the young people of this community is standing up, and we're proud of them.
Everybody, if you guys want to watch this, or if anyone of your relatives or anybody that you know was not able to come out and join us in the celebration, let them know that they can watch it on KGym on YouTube. And also, if you guys need to know how to spell it, it's KGEM TV. KGym. It's going to be on YouTube. If you look that up on YouTube, it should be there. So thank you guys once again, everybody, for coming out.